So welcome everyone. My name is Mary Eleanor Power and I am the Director of Marketing and Communications for Dalhousie University's Faculty of Open Learning and Career Development. And I'm happy that you've been able to join us for today's webinar focused on the certificates that we offer in our Data and Emerging Technologies portfolio. I'll start by just acknowledging that Dalhousie University sits on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We are all treaty people. And we also acknowledge the histories, contributions, and legacies of the African Nova Scotian people and communities who have been here for over 400 years. And I'd also like to welcome my co-host and contributor to today's webinar, Udeni Amit, who is the Director of Technologies, Operations, and Communication Programs at the faculty.
Thank you.
So let's get started. And I'd like to actually begin with two other polls, just to make sure that everyone's awake and here and with us and ready to find out more about the certificates available through this, this area. So the next poll asks you what certificate interests you. And we'll also be covering another course on corporate social responsibility, but just out of curiosity, if you can let us know whether it's blockchain, JavaScript fundamentals, or sustainable energy technologies that really interests you today and why you're here. Just give another few seconds for people to respond. Okay. All right, so we'll end the poll there. So we have a really good mix. We have some interested in, we have people interested in all three of the certificates, so that's great. And we'll cover some of the key points, and then we'll also provide a link to all of the certificates so you can dig deeper and learn about each one. Now let's run just another quick poll. And here we're interested in understanding what is your preferred style of learning. So online gives us lots of different options. So here we have listed, perhaps you prefer online at your own pace with no scheduled live sessions from an instructor, online with scheduled live sessions with an instructor, online and mostly at your own pace with a few scheduled live sessions, or face-to-face. So let us know just what really appeals to you for your learning style. Don't be shy. We have a few people who've trickled in, so thanks for joining. All right, we'll give a few more seconds here. I'm looking at my second screen here in case you're wondering why I'm looking away. Just interested in seeing what people say here. Okay. So we see that the majority of folks are interested in online, mostly at their own pace with a few scheduled live sessions. So looking for lots of autonomy there, but still having some input from the instructors, which is great to know. And we'll cover a little bit about the instructors who teach these certificates. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's get started. So here we'll walk you through, give you kind of a high-level overview of three certificates. So blockchain, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrency, JavaScript coding fundamentals, preparing for professional engagements, and sustainable energy technologies. We'll also be covering a little bit of detail on a corporate social responsibility course that we also offer as part of this program area. So let's begin with blockchain, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrency. So this certificate equips learners with knowledge, strategies, tools, and skills related to the use of blockchain in the workplace. There are 3 courses. Each course is 40 hours over 4 weeks. You will learn what blockchain tech is, how it's used, what Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are, as well as how they fit into the digital economy, how to distinguish the types of blockchain networks, including for what environment they're best suited for, the strengths and weaknesses of public-private consortium and permission networks in the blockchain ecosystem, and the possibilities that blockchain may influence for both commercial and social good. I'll mention that all of these courses are online. They are currently being revised and updated over the summer, and we're aiming to have them available, the first course available in the fall, and these will be online and asynchronous. So what asynchronous means is that you'll be able to take it at your own pace, but it will also involve input and has been designed by the instructor, John Lewis. So I'll give you a little bit of background on John. He's an information technology professional and business owner with experience in technical training, healthcare, IT, and health information exchange. He holds certifications in Microsoft and blockchain technologies and is a Microsoft certified trainer. Over the past 20 years, John has helped many businesses and medical practices achieve their tech initiatives through process enhancements, technical training, and compliance management. And as a business owner, John oversees all executive management tasks, including business development, financial planning, customer retention, as well as managing all business compliance standards, including health insurance, portability and accountability, and payment card industry data security standards. So he is very much a hands-on, well-experienced veteran in this field, and will certainly bring a lot of relevant work experience to your learning in this certificate. I'll just break down a little bit more about the certificate for you. So as I said, it is online and will be offered at your own pace with, like I said, input from the instructor and the opportunity to consult with him throughout you taking this certificate. So the 3 required courses are Intro to Blockchain, Bitcoin, and Cryptocurrency, Introduction to Blockchain Platforms, Cryptocurrencies, and the Digital Economy, and then the Future of Blockchain Challenges, Opportunities, and Introduction to Blockchain Use Cases. And it is recommended for people who are working in a whole variety of industries. Certainly blockchain technology is used across many industries, so very relevant, very current skill set that is highly sought after by many employers. You'll notice that in the course format, we've indicated that it is eligible for a certifying exam, and I'll pass it over to Udeni to just give you a little bit of background on what that means.
Yeah, so once you finish all 3 of the courses and of course pass them, you'll be eligible to write what's called the Global Blockchain Professional Certificate Exam. And that is administered by Foundational Technologies Institute. And the cost of that exam is covered in the fee for this certificate. So, once you complete the courses, you can write the exam, and then you will get a credential to put after your name. So it is kind of a nice little package in terms of what you'll end up with by the time you finish. So, yeah.
Yeah. And so not only will you receive that Dalhousie certificate, but as Udeni mentioned,
Right.
if you successfully complete the courses and then successfully complete the certifying exam, then you will have 2 credentials as part of the certificate. So certainly lots of value add there. And I should also mention that if you do have any questions, feel free to add them into the chat. We'll just move along with the content and the slides that we have here, but we'll certainly have a few minutes at the end to answer any questions.
And I'm just going to add the link to that certificate into the chat.
Yes, thank you. Yes, so here you can, the link, you can find out more information on that certificate and each of the individual courses. So now let's move on to JavaScript coding fundamentals, preparing for professional engagements. So this certificate includes 2 courses, and it's designed to provide solid skills foundation for participants interested in developing JavaScript programs in professional environments. So each course is 63 hours over 12 weeks, and it's recommended that participants complete the 2 courses in sequence. What you'll learn, foundational skills required for coding and familiarity. You'll gain familiarity with Visual Studio, a widely used IDE software application. You'll also learn best practices to create maintainable, robust software. So really nice foundational certificate for those who are interested in adding this skill set to their existing resume. So a little bit more about the certificate. It is online with live sessions that are hosted by the instructor, and I'll share a little bit more about the instructor in a moment. So recordings will also be available once those live sessions are complete. So if for any reason you're unable to attend those live sessions, then those recordings will be available. The live sessions in Udeni will include a link to that certificate. They are the same evening every week, and there are 10.5 hours of live sessions for each course. So just something to keep in mind in your planning.
They're Tuesday nights, actually, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did I say Thursday night? Tuesday night.
No, Tuesdays, yeah.
Tuesday nights. Thanks, Udeni. And this certificate is recommended for those with an interest in learning the JavaScript language at a beginner level, learning coding skills, developing software programs, being part of software development projects, or learning the more technical side of software development. As you can see, the two required courses are kind of level 1 and level 2 of JavaScript coding, fairly straightforward. And the instructor, I'll give you just a little bit of background on Eleanor Smith. She's a seasoned IT professional and has taught a variety of technology subjects in Oracle Cloud Systems, data management, and programming for both academic institutions and corporate clients. She was one of the first instructors in McMaster's Big Data Analytics continuing education program, launched in 2017, and helped develop its curriculum to promote data literacy in the context of big data. So certainly someone who not only has the on-hand expertise in the field, but also someone who's familiar with delivering this in a continuing education context. So someone who really understands, how to best teach this subject matter to working professionals in a continuing education environment. So let's move on to our final certificate. And that is, oh, sorry.
Can I just wanted to add that the JavaScript, the first course is running right now, and the second course is scheduled for the fall, but it will be starting again in January, so 2023. And it's ideal to take those in order so that, like all these courses, they should be taken in order. So just wanted to give some dates on that one.
Wonderful, thanks. And so that leaves plenty of time to plan for and perhaps discuss with your employer the opportunity to take that certificate. Now let's move on to the third certificate and final certificate that we'll cover today. So this is in sustainable energy technologies. So here you'll get introduced to renewable energy, smart cities, and the clean technologies that are shaping the future. There are 3 courses as part of this certificate, and each course is 42 hours over 4 weeks. Those courses are all online, and it's recommended that participants complete the 3 courses in order. So what you'll learn, the steps required to design, implement, and manage a sustainable energy project, common and innovative applications of energy in electricity, transportation, heat, and buildings, the mechanics of how power and heat are generated and used, how to financially evaluate and compare sustainable energy technologies, and you'll also gain an understanding of the barriers and incentives to implementing renewable energy technologies. So these courses are all online and they are at your own pace, although like the blockchain certificate, you will have input and direct access to the instructor. The instructor, Sheehan, it has a background, I'll give a little bit of background on her, has a background in renewable energy engineering, specializing in microgrid design, feasibility, and technical due diligence. She has extensive experience in the renewable energy sector, working for nonprofit organizations, startups, academic institutions, and the private sector. Sheehan has worked at Wood Clean Energy, Energix Renewable Energy, BC Hydro Applied Innovation, Suncor, the UBC Clean Energy Research Center, and Engineers Without Borders. So again, someone who has that relevant applied expertise in the field, and she instructs all three of the courses. And you can see them here, focused on energy fundamentals, wind energy developers, and solar energy developers. And correct me if I'm wrong, Udeni, I believe that all of these courses were designed with the Canadian context in mind. So these are very much designed for learners who will be working
Right.
in
Yeah.
Canada.
And there's kind of a regional influence. So there's Atlantic Canada, the West Coast. So it's a little of everything, and depending on kind of what they're talking about. So the focus moves with each course. So yeah, it's a little of everything, and it's all Canadian context. And with this one as well, there's another certifying exam. It's called the Sustainable Energy Professional, SEP. It's a designation that once you finish the courses, again, all three of them, and pass, you'll be eligible to write that exam to get that credential with the Foundational Technologies Institute. And again, the cost for that exam is included in the fee for the certificate. So kind of a nice little combination there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is recommended for, as you can see, individuals who want to enhance their resume and marketability in the clean technology job market. It's so like blockchain and a lot of the certificates we offer is certainly aligned with the demands in the job market, and employers are looking for people with these skill sets. It's also recommended for industry execs interested in expanding their knowledge on the rapidly growing renewable energy sector, as well as project managers, developers, and investors interested in expanding their career or business with renewable energy. And we have a raised hand from one of our participants in the webinar. So let me just see if I can. Sophonia, would you prefer to ask your question or include it in the chat? And let me just see here. Okay. Oh, I see that you put down your hand. Okay. If you have a question, you can certainly add it into the chat, or if you prefer to share your question verbally, you can certainly do that as well. Just feel free to raise your hand and I'm happy to unmute you. Okay, so we do offer courses, and I mentioned this at the beginning, we do offer courses that you can take individually without enrolling in a certificate. So one of these courses, part of this program area, is in corporate social responsibility. So this is a 42-hour online self-paced course that will teach you what CSR is and the growing importance and expectations of corporate citizenship. You'll learn about responsible investing, sustainable reporting, benchmarking performance, and what factors to consider when creating a CSR that will work for your organization. And Udeni, do you want to provide some details on the certifying exam that comes with this course?
Yes, for this one, it's slightly different than the other two certificates. You need to actually get a grade of 70% in order to be eligible to write the exam. And again, it's with Foundation Technologies Institute. And if you write it, it is called the Corporate Social Responsibility, Corporate Social Responsibility Professional, CSRP. That would be the credential you get. And again, the cost is included in the course fee. So yeah, and were you going to speak about the instructor as well, Mary Eleanor? Or
do you want to provide an overview of the instructor?
I have just a little bit. His name is Jorge Pina, and he's based in Sao Paulo in Brazil. He's kind of a business administration professional with an MBA in sustainability. And he has kind of working experience in Canada, Colombia, Chile, and Brazil. And, very knowledgeable, kind of a global knowledge kind of person. And again, he's like all the other instructors, he's for the self-paced and asynchronous courses, he's available via email if you have any questions. And he'll respond via email or set up a call with you, or whatever your preference is. So yeah, so that's just a little bit about him.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, now I will just move us along to the last two slides, and then I'm happy to answer any questions, Udeni and we also have someone from our team, Linda Miner, on as part of the webinar too, program manager for this area that perhaps could answer questions as well. But before doing that, I just wanted to make you aware of some other webinars that we do have coming up later this month. We'll be going over all of the different certificates that we offer within some of our specific program areas. So if you might want to bookmark some of these dates, we will be sending out an email later today to all of those of you who have attended with links to the certificates that we covered, but also we'll include this upcoming schedule to make sure that if you do want to attend another, that you can add that to your schedule. So these are just some of the other webinars we have coming up. And then I'd be remiss by not letting you know where to find us on the web and on our social channels on Facebook, LinkedIn, and then our website, dal.ca/open learning. And so now we can open it up. We have just a few minutes left. Oh, no problem, Fonia, thanks. So if you have any questions, feel free to add them in the chat or raise your hand. Anything that we covered again. So Cameron, when is the next offering of the blockchain, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrency certificate?
That's the one that we are revamping right now over the summer. So we don't have an official start date yet, but sometime in September, we're hoping it will be ready. So we can certainly, just check back, or we can take your information and add you to a list and let you know when it's scheduled. And it's completely asynchronous, so you can do it at your own leisure, or it will be by the time it's revamped. So.
But yes, you can be added to a contact list. How can I get added to the list? So Cameron, we will send you an email later today that will provide an overview of what we covered in the webinar. And you can certainly, actually, let me just add this email here. You can email openlearning@dal.ca and let them know that you'd like to be contacted when blockchain certificate is available, and they'll make sure that you're made aware. So I've just added in our email address there. So just feel free to send them a quick note and let them know. Any other questions? I'm glad, Cameron. Thanks so much for joining.
That's great. Wonderful.
Any other questions? Yeah, so a question from Craig here, just asking again about blockchain. Is there an instructor or anyone to answer questions during the course?
Yes, so yeah, John Lewis, he's the instructor, and for all our instructors are available, even if the course is asynchronous, by email. So you can email him, and he'll respond. He'll either, if it's a simple question, depending on the nature of your question, or if you want to have a discussion with him, he may set up a Zoom meeting with you or phone call, whatever works. But they are all contactable by email, sure, initially.
And I'm just actually, so John is with Blocks EDU,
right.
Which is a company that we work with. And I'm just going to I'll try to locate his bio, and perhaps it would also include, I'm not sure if that's something that you can lay your hands on, Udeni, to see if he has a LinkedIn account or something where someone could, where Craig could go if he wishes.
I have his bio, but not his not contact information at the tip of my fingers, unfortunately.
Okay, not a problem. And any other questions that people have? I know there was some interest in sustainable energy tech And just when we were asking earlier about what certificates people were interested in.
Oh. Seem to have lost the chat.
Oh, you've lost the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't.
Oh, no, there it is. Sorry. Just, there we are.
All right. Wonderful. Well, we're just, okay. Okay. Yes, Craig, thanks. Yes, you missed the first few minutes, not a problem. The recording will be shared. So later today, we'll send around an email. So keep an eye perhaps on your junk, depending on where it might land. It will be coming from Dalhousie University, but from MailChimp. And that will include a link to our YouTube channel with the recording of today's webinar, along with the links to the certificates that we covered today. So not to worry, you can rewatch the recording. And if you have any follow-up questions from that, then you can, I'll re-include our email address, which is openlearning@dal.ca. By emailing this address, you'll reach our student services team, and they'd be happy to answer any questions for you that you might have. So I think I haven't seen any other questions added in the chat, so I think we can probably wrap up.
Yeah.
But thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. I hope that we were able to provide a good overview for you of the certificates that we offer in data and emerging technologies. And I hope that you might be able to join us for another future webinar. I shared the upcoming schedule, and that will also be included in the email that you'll receive before the end of your workday today. Thank you so much. Thanks, Udeni, for co-hosting with me.
No problem.
We hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.